If you're still sealing your slabs before you're pouring your epoxy, then you're just asking for problems. And I'm going to tell you a funny story with one of our prior manufacturers for our resin. I found out through our sales rep that they had a conference table commissioned by one of their customers. I was a little offended because I've been doing business with them for about 10 years at that point. And I was like, dang, didn't come to me, huh? Whatever. And I find out a couple months later that the epoxy was actually delaminating from the resin pour and the actual wood slab. And I've heard about this happen often where if you're pre-sealing your edges to try to avoid bubble issues, what that can sometimes cause when you don't prep it properly afterwards is a weak bond between the river epoxy and the actual slab, because you got that amine blush that's happening right there. It's too smooth. It can't really latch on. And then they're not pouring at the proper chemical bonding time, and they're not sanding it enough to get a good mechanical bond. But regardless, if you're not getting a direct bond to the wood, it's still a weaker link. So I usually try to, at most, I will take some thin CA glue and just soak that right along that edge, but only do one coat so it's still pretty rough and still semi-porous. So that way the epoxy can really get in there and grab hold. But I don't subscribe to that myth anymore, and I know a lot of pros that aren't doing it either.